This podcast contains explicit content.
Hello?
This podcast is hardly focused.
It's all toilet sound.
Real classy. Good job, Boston.
Part of the Solid Listen Podcast Network.
What if I want to have sex before I get married?
Well, I guess you just have to be prepared to die.
What the shit does that even mean?
Dissecting the news, one tangent at a time.
When there's nothing left to burn, you have to set yourself on fire.
In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July. And you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
I had a whole intro planned for this episode of Hardly Focus. Jack Gill, Mike Gerard, and Nate Fillers, hardlyfocused.com, but I need to play this. It just came across my Threads feed at Hardly Focused. So we all know that The Onion, I think, owns InfoWars now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I think as we are recording this episode right now, and they might have wrapped it up, I don't know. But Tim Heidecker, I think it was the first installment of InfoWars hosted by Tim Heidecker since the purchase was made, since it is no longer under Alex Jones's ownership, because this, like I said, came across my Threads feed.
I'm your host, Tim Heidecker. We have officially taken over InfoWars now. This is a new dawn. You think that Alex Jones gorged himself on Whataburger? You're saying 5 triple cheeseburgers and how many fry boxes? They know more than you, and yet you don't provide any evidence. So I think you're the one that's full of shit. Fake news sites are going to be running with this wild. They're going to be running wild with this story. We have leaked video now revealing that Alex Jones...
Amazing. That's a great.
That's spot on. That is spot on.
It's insane.
Making the frogs turn gay.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
God, he sounds just like him.
Tim rocks. I'm
Yeah.
happy for him.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's that is so funny that happened. I was really disappointed last year when they announced, The Onion announced that they were going to buy InfoWars, and then the sale was blocked, and it almost didn't happen. But now it's happening. Now it's a thing. That is the best possible outcome, and I do believe money. Not from, what sucks is it's not coming from Alex Jones still, but I think Heidecker and everyone who now is overseeing InfoWars from The Onion, I think they are donating money to the Sandy Hook families. So
he didn't have money.
Well, sure, yeah.
Right? So at least it's somebody is giving them money. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I don't think
it shouldn't have to be, but
yeah, I didn't think he got any money. I thought that it was already going to the Sandy Hook families. Yeah. I guess it's not. It's instead being funneled elsewhere I would assume other lawsuits or other debts that are to be paid. But
What a piece of shit.
much like people like him, he's just going to pop up somewhere else. He's going to pop up on some other platform, and his maniacal followers will find him there.
You know, it's weird. There's a new trend going on. Like when somebody gets deplatformed or their job, wow, I almost said their job canceled when they get fired.
So, you know what? Sometimes it's that way too.
Yeah. It seems to be the new trend that people just start GoFundMes. So how long before we see like the Alex Jones GoFundMe? Like, it's just but I mean, to be completely fair, it happens to people that you love to see it happen to too. Like really, like people who unrightfully lost their job, like, people who like made a post on Facebook or somewhere about like their opinions about Charlie Kirk, and then all of a sudden they lost their job. It's like, that's a stupid reason to get fired. Like,
but that's why I've stayed away from on this show and on any form of social media talking about, the war in Ukraine, the Israel-Palestine conflict, all of that stuff, because then when the Charlie Kirk stuff happened, because there's just no,
you can't win.
Yeah. There's whatever your opinion is, it's wrong. And the fact that now even having an opinion about stuff like that puts your livelihood at risk. I have nothing to say about it. I was asked today about the World Cup, if I was watching the World Cup, and I haven't been watching the World Cup. I really haven't been paying attention to it. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, is this gonna be one of those things where if I like say who I'm rooting for, like if I'm not rooting for the U.S. team, then next thing I know, I don't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that with Elmo?
No, what happened?
All right, so did you hear about Elmo and the Knicks?
No. Oh God.
No.
Okay, so Elmo basically came out and did a little thing, on his threads, and was like, I'm not going to do the Elmo voice. I can't do it that squeaky. But he's like, hey, I just want to let everybody know that Elmo loves you, and he just wants everybody to have fun. And of course, everybody's like, hey, bitch, Sesame Street is in New York. Go fuck yourself. You better root for the Knicks. And things got heated quick. So this time, Elmo's in a United States soccer jersey, and he goes, hey, guys, I just want you to know that I want everybody to have fun, but I am rooting for, the U.S. soccer team. And then at the end, he goes, don't make this a thing.
Don't make this
in Elmo's voice, he goes, don't make this a thing.
Don't make this a thing.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I think I have it here. Cue this up. It's on Instagram. I hate on Instagram.
Team USA to win, okay? But Elmo loves everybody. Just to be clear. Don't make this a thing. Thank you. Elmo loves you, and Elmo loves you, and Elmo loves you, and Team USA, and everybody who's playing. Just to be clear.
I hate Instagram videos because you can't just cue them up. They just start auto playing. But yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
It's funny. Yeah, World Cup happening. I'm not really paying attention. I know that in Boston, the Scottish folks that were here really enjoyed their time here, and so much so that that Scotland, I think, country is, or Edinburgh rather, is, or Glasgow. I think it's Glasgow. It's one of the two.
It's all
Glasgow.
Yeah, sister city, a new sister city to Boston, because
they
had such a good time here that now everybody wants to be friends. I applaud that, because I went there once. I spent a week there, and I really enjoyed it. And everyone I talked to out there couldn't understand a word they were saying, but they were all so nice.
All you've got to know is, no Scotland, no party.
I was at Jimmy Eat World at the MGM Music Hall last weekend, and there was a gaggle of Scottish guys just walking around Fenway in kilts. That's the thing. When they were here, they're all wearing kilts. I love it. Like they want you to know that they are from Scotland, and
just in case you aren't sure.
And they were
true.
Minimally intoxicated and marveling Fenway Park.
Even though they drank the city dry.
Yes.
Salt, sweat, sugar on the asphalt.
Oh, that was a good show. They played Bleed American all the way through. They played a lot of older stuff. They did a whole set at the beginning that was just clarity.
Ugh.
You know, it's fascinating. You'll like this as a music person. You'll like this. When they did that clarity set, they play it as a 4-piece.
Oh, no kidding.
Because they do have a live keyboardist, third guitarist, backing vocalist, Robin Vinnick, and Vinning. Sorry, Robin Vinning. And for that first set, it was like 6 songs, and I noticed like halfway through, I'm like, wait a minute, it's just the 4 of them. Like they were literally throwing it back 25 years,
going it back to the original.
Yeah, because now bands, big bands like the ones that we have grown up with, all have touring members that just supplement them, not necessarily like replacement members, but they have, you know, supplemental members to help with guitar parts, to add
Beefing it up.
keyboards. Yeah. So it was refreshing to see them play as a 4-piece, and they sounded just as good. Like, no disrespect to Robin, but like they didn't need him there.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Very good show. Very good show. And Thrice opened for them, and
Thrice is all over the place. I love it.
Yeah.
I love how Thrice is just.
Thrice is great, man. Thrice, period. End of sentence. That's just it. That's what I love about Thrice.
I mean, it's crazy that they were like, they got their start in, oh, forgive me, I'm shit at genres, but it was like post-hardcore.
Yeah, post-hardcore. Yeah, it was like a mix of punk and post-hardcore.
Yeah, and then like with the Alchemy Index, they put out like their Fire, which is like, okay, it's still post-hardcore, but then they put out Earth and Wind, like Air or whatever, and it was like folk.
Oh.
And it was like really good.
Yeah, Air's my
It was, like,
favorite.
really fucking good.
Of that.
Air is, yeah.
Thrice was the last band I saw before the pandemic, before concerts were taken away from us, and I kept the tickets in my digital wallet, my Apple wallet, just as a reminder. Nice. That was the Visu tour, anniversary tour.
I just remember, yeah, it's great.
So if you look on, we have more music news we're going to talk about in a little bit, but if you look on Spotify and you look at Thrice and their top songs, their most popular song right now is Black Honey from their reunion album, To Be Everywhere Is Nowhere. And the reason that is because Seether performed at SiriusXM several years ago and covered that song. They were there just to do a small set. You know, like for some reason, SiriusXM, whenever bands perform, it just sounds phenomenal. It's some of the best engineered live performance you'll find. And while they were there, Sean Morgan just he's like, hey, there's this band called Thrice, and I love them, and I love this song, and we're going to play it. And they covered it, and well, there you go. Now Thrice had this whole new audience crossover.
That's nice.
Yeah, it says crossover because the people... Otherwise, the people who are listening to Seether sure as fuck aren't listening to Thrice.
No.
Every time you say Seether, it makes me think of Veruca Salt.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't find the Seether.
Seether, South African. I always forget they're South African, and Sean Morgan that's his middle name because his last name is something incredibly South African.
Difficult to pronounce.
South/Danish/Afrikaans. Yes.
It's interesting that the rest of the songs on Thrice's top are Artist in the Ambulance, like the older version, because they re-released like a new version of Artist in the Ambulance, which is something I applaud them for, because they didn't just like go in and like tweak a EQ and then say it's remastered. No, they re-recorded literally everything.
Yeah, they did that entire album over again.
They did it from scratch, and it actually is very great, and I can hear it better. Like I can hear more what Dustin is saying and it's just I don't know. Like,
It's more. It's
I think it's great.
it's very raw, and
Oh, it is raw, but
and
I understand there's nostalgic with the old. So, but it's just weird.
Dustin Kendrew's voice has also changed significantly in the last 20 years. So it is funny listening to the original 2003 version than the 2023 version.
Well, yeah, he even had to get like new people to come in and sing the scream parts because I think he injured it. I think he injured his voice because I don't know.
He's also very religious too. That is why.
Oh, don't
Thrice,
tell me that.
Yeah, no, that's why Thrice originally split up. He became a pastor at some mega church, and then some scandal erupted at that mega church, and he quit before everything imploded. He had nothing to do with the scandal. The guy that ran the church, like the head pastor, was doing some really shady shit, and
whoa, unheard of.
Yeah, and then he left, and then Heidecker. Oh my god, because I have Heidecker's name in front of me, and I said Heidecker. God damn it, Mike. Well, Welgemode.
It's Afrikaans. It's not even close, buddy.
Sean Morgan Welgemode. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
The people that are Steelers fans are like, oh my god, this is an asshole.
And then just to wrap up the Thrice thing, it was Brand New. The band Brand New is the reason why Thrice reunited.
Oh, cool.
So, and then Brand New.
So there's a brand new reason to reunite?
Yes. Well,
and
more
that's our show,
and that is our show. No, there's more. There's more goings on. His penis is what I'm talking about.
You are listening to Hardly Focused.
I feel weird that I even just said that. Do not clip that. Do not ever clip that.
Okay, very good. You know what? Let's leave it at that.
No, I have a question.
Okay.
No, we're done when I say we're done.
You are listening to Hardly Focused.
Let me tell you, I missed living with a woman. I really did. In music, we began this episode with, and this is where I sit here for 20 minutes before we start recording, and I have it written down in front of me, and I have the prep sheet there. And I'm like, I'm not going to screw it up. I'm going to say it correctly. And now, here we are.
Here we go.
Showtime. We're not even live right now. I could go and edit this if I screwed it up. And yet I'm still so self-conscious. Nate, you're going to have to help me. Is it Angine de Poitrine?
I always thought it was angine.
God damn it. Angina?
But I could be wrong, because isn't that what it's referencing?
And what, angina?
But don't, like, I mean, it's a sad day when anybody asks me how to pronounce anything, because I don't know. I literally don't host comedy because I'm scared of not pronouncing people's name right. In fact, I hardly say your name, Jack, because I'm always scared I'm going to pronounce it Jake.
Yeah.
Jake Guile. Wait, the Jake Guile cover band?
The Jake Giles band?
Guile.
Yeah.
Jake Guile.
Yeah. I love their song Left Fold. And Love is Great.
But I think that's what it was referencing, but it could be a different enunciation because it's like a different language. I don't know.
I'm seeing two different pronunciations. One is Angine de Poitrine, and the other is Angine de Poitrine.
It's the polka dot band.
The polka dot band. they look like the triangle heads from Silent Hill.
Yeah, they wear the costumes and the double neck guitar and the whatnot.
Yeah,
and they're really great.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the second pronunciation, and whoever listens to this episode can correct me and all of us if I'm wrong. But I do
Definitely
like
not mine.
I do like Angine de Poitrine. We opened with their song Fabienque from their album Volume 2. Nate, you introduced me to this band, and now I'm seeing them all over the music news.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they're blowing up.
Mike, they're from Canada.
Oh, is that from Canada? Eh? All right.
From Montreal. Montreal.
Hey, ma poutine.
And
one part, not all of it.
I'm so dumb that I didn't make this connection that in Montreal there's a large. It's not really a mountain. It's like a big hill, but it overlooks the city. It's called Mont Royal. Get it? Montreal.
Cheeseburger.
Mont Royal. Yeah. But fine city. I love Montreal. I love going up there. It's been a while since I've been up there, but I've enjoyed my time up there every time I go. What I love is if you don't smoke cigarettes and you're in Montreal, you better start, because that's all people do up there.
But I'm tired.
Then have a nap.
Fucking kangaroos.
So they were playing at the Montreal International Jazz Festival on June 27th, and people were actually hospitalized during their set because the heat, people were drunk, people were falling over. No one was seriously hurt, but they've gotten so big that people just now putting their health at risk just to see them. I mean, these are the same people that I imagine are wearing diapers and probably shitting themselves because they're way up at the barricade and would rather be there than move, and they'd be there all day if they could.
You brought that up once, like maybe last episode that I was on, or the last couple, one of the episodes, and then like immediately, like Ariana Grande or somebody, she mentioned that she can smell the people's in the front rows diapers.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow, oh wow. So I never knew it was a thing, and then now that thing's coming up everywhere. So
yeah, because this also happened at a Noah Kahan concert. Mike loves the Noah Kahan.
I love Kahan.
Somebody at a Noah Kahan show like literally shit themselves, and it was like a number 1, number 2 on the stool scale, and they just shake their leg, it just falls out. But to add insult to injury, they then tried to like smash it down. Oh
my God.
They tried to blend it in with the floor, except they were, when you're close to the stage, you're standing on metal. You're standing on a metal floor. So it's not like there was environment that you could fertilize. No, they were just stepping on it, and security was promptly called over, and it's a hazmat situation at that point. But God. Noah Kahan then calling it out, like, guys, seriously, if you have to go, just leave. Like,
yeah,
just
so
go.
Yeah.
People are.
I will say though, like back when I was like a Protest a Hero fanatic,
yeah,
like I saw them play at the Palladium, and don't worry, this story is not going where you think it's going, but I was in the front row for them, and like I was getting like, crushed up against the barrier or whatever, but I also was like super thirsty, and I felt like I was going to pass out. So the only way I could get out of the front row was to get up on stage and crowd surf, and I crowd surfed to the bar, and they gave me like a bottle of water.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where I learned, and I want to say this because I think it's a good thing to tell everybody: when you are super fucking hot, like super hot,
yeah,
like
I'm so hot right now.
Yeah, I knew, I was waiting. When you are like that hot and you drink ice cold beverage, like I don't know, like something in you like
breaks,
contracts, or like, and so what happened was I ended up choking on the water because it was so fucking cold, and I was so hot, like when you add cold to like a hot thing, it like shrinks or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was literally choking on water, and I had to get like medical checked out. Like they took me into a room and had to check me out because they thought I was like drunk or something, but I like had to explain to them like, no, I was just super heated, and then when I drank, my entire throat closed up completely.
Yeah,
and that's really scary. So especially I just with the heat being what it is, I think that's probably a good message to send out.
And that's how Nate got backstage at the show.
Yeah,
got to meet the band and everything. Got the VIP treatment.
I wish, man, that would have been sick. I missed my favorite song because they took me outside. Or like not outside, but like into the office with like air conditioner, and then they gave me a bottle of water that was room temperature, and I was just like, okay, so that's my story.
Well, I'm glad you didn't die.
I would say
the people
me
who
too,
died.
Damn it, Mike.
That's from the Suicide Squad, right?
I couldn't grow up because I died from an accident.
That was not what I was going to play. It was this. The Jim Carroll
Walker
band.
told me I have AIDS.
And incidentally, that is the
Ryan has AIDS.
That is the last song that the band Against Me has released to date. Is a cover of People Who Died by the Jim Carroll Band.
Walker told me I have AIDS.
Noah Kahn wrote on social media on June 27th, if you have to poop at a show, please, dear God, just go to the bathroom. LMAO. I've pooped my pants as much as the next 29-year-old, but you got to understand there's a venue worker out there with a 1,000-yard stare after dealing with that.
There you go.
And then he had fans at a recent show in Toronto recite a pledge that they would not defecate their pants, or if they do not take it from their pants and put it on the floor. That coming from USA Today.
Oh my God. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anywho, Angine de Poitrine, they are playing the Ottawa Blues Fest on July 17. This is how big they are, according to Blues Fest director Mark Monahan. Obviously, the problem is that when people buy tickets to one day, we don't know exactly who they're coming to see, but the popularity of Angine de Poitrine is phenomenal, and we are trying to avoid a situation where people buy a ticket and can't see them because the stage is too small. They're now playing the main stage at this festival. They were originally supposed to play a side stage, the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Ottawa stage. They were supposed to play before Death from Above 1979. That's where, up until recently, we thought this band was in terms of popularity, that Death from Above 1979 was more popular than them. Now they're getting moved to the main stage. I don't think they're headlining, but they've jumped up in popularity.
To the east side. Deluxe department in the sky.
Yeah,
the band goes viral when your dad messages you and says, "Have you heard of this band?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're the new thing." Like I
That's like my dad did that with the war on drugs, because he watches he'll watch CBS mornings, and for a while, I don't know if this still happens, but like really good bands play on CBS mornings, and even like especially CBS Sunday mornings. Like that's like a good indie band will play there, and then my dad will reach out to me and ask me if I've heard of any of these bands, and I'm like, of course, I've got my finger on the pulse.
I forgot that there was a band called The War on. I thought you was just talking about the
the actual war on drugs.
The actual war.
Son, are you familiar with the crack epidemic of the 1980s?
I love that band.
That's what our band is called now, Nate. The crack epidemic of the 1980s.
Yeah, that's great. Hell yeah,
Death from Above 1979. Do we know why they have 1979 in the title? In the name? Anyone?
Because
Yeah. Oh, it's the year that the singer was born. But the label, there's a record label called DFA Records, Death from Above Records. That's owned by James Murphy from LCD Sound System, and he wouldn't let the band call themselves Death from Above, so they added the 1979 to the name, and were fine. Then they split up for a while, and then when they reunited, they just experimented. They put out an album without the 1979 to see if James Murphy would do anything. He didn't, but then the band realized people weren't going to see them because you changed the name ever so slightly, and it screws people up. So they put the 1979 back in the name, and people started going to see him again.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Is there any other bands that are similar to that? Like where they have to
like fun period?
I guess the Chicks.
Oh, that's a different story. The Raconteurs Jack White's band. In Australia, they are called the Saboteurs because there's a band in Australia called the Wreckingers. So they only in Australia are they known by a different name. There was a Finnish band called Him, not to be confused with the artist HIM, but the Finnish band Him.
Like the Join Me in Death guy?
Yes.
The gothic boy.
Yeah. And then, but out in the, actually, I'm confusing myself. There's an artist called Her, Her, but in the US, it's very rare now. It's actually a collector's item. Him's debut album in the US was called Her because there was a band called Him. So
it's also a movie.
Yeah. So if you find a copy of their first album and it says Her, it's actually worth a lot of money. It was a very limited number of copies pressed before the band was allowed to go by the name Him in the US. So there are some instances of that. Yes. Other bands like the I think it's an older band, but they add UK to the name because they're from the UK and
the UK version.
Yeah, it's
like the Office.
Yeah, yeah, they have to add UK because there's a band in the US that already has the name, so they just make it easy. Like, we'll just add UK to it to make it not confusing in the least.
Why don't they just flip a letter upside down like churches did?
I was trying to think of this band, The Beat. The band's called The Beat, but in America they're called The English Beat because there's already a band called The Beat.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with The Beats.
From Doug.
Yes. The Mars Volta. Nate, big Mars Volta fan. Mike, Mars Volta fan?
I'm aware of them. I think I have one of their older albums. I can't say I listen to them often.
What about At the Drive-In?
I've heard At the Drive-In.
Yeah.
Arm Scissor.
Mars Volta putting out a new live album called Lucro Sucio. Unfinished Business. I like that they're translating themselves because a lot of their song titles are all in Espanol. It's coming out September 4th.
Muy bien.
We're going to talk about this later on about digital versus physical. So this is coming out.
God.
This is coming out digitally September 4th, and then more than a month later, the physical version of their new live album is coming out. But they are putting a brand new song on there. It's called Cue the Sun, or the full title, Cue the Sun / Alba de Orate, or Orate.
Mars Volta is interesting. Do you know anything about like what their situation is? Because
that they fucking hate each other.
Well, other than that, but there's like, I didn't know this, and this could have been false, but I was talking about Radiohead, and somebody brought up the fact that what happened after OK Computer, like or one of their albums, I can't remember. Man, this is going great. Storytelling 101 with Nate Fillers. One of their albums started getting really successful, and they didn't really want to be successful, so they started being like fucking weird and started writing like more avant-garde, like / experimental, which kind of like still kept them niche, but like less still popular, but less like super popular. Did Mars Volta do that? Because I felt like their writing got weirder and weirder as the albums kept coming out, to the point like, because like they've always done weird shit, like, but like literally right after D-Lows, which was, and still to this day is probably one of the greatest albums out there in that genre, release an album where I think maybe 30% of it is just bird sounds.
Is it Francis the Mute, or is it D-Louse that's just one song?
I think both. I think both are concepts, but so D-Louse was the first one, and that's definitely one idea, like one concept.
Yeah.
But also Francis the Mute is one concept as well. like they do both kind of all run together.
Yeah, I just remember one album. Like if you listen to all the way through, it's effectively one song, but it's obviously split up
Francis the
into
Mute.
it's split up into
the
several.
album that came out right after, which is 30% birds.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when Francis the Mute came out. Everyone in high school was listening to Francis the Mute.
It's a decent album. I hate to make it sound like I'm dissing it, and I will say when you see them live and you're getting crushed by everybody because the music is so intense, you really learn to appreciate the bird sound parts, because that's when everybody eases the fuck off and then you can breathe.
It's soothing. It's soothing.
And then you've got enough room to poop your pants.
Exactly. And then they can clean it up even.
Yeah. I remember they split up, and the Mars Volta, because Cedric and Omar just they hate each other, and then they
personalities.
Well, they reformed, but they didn't reform as Mars Volta. They didn't reform as At the Drive-In. They had a project called Anti-Mask, and it was phenomenal. And they put an album out, and it was great. I think Flea played on it from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
He played in D-Louse, like that album. So makes sense.
And then they recorded a second album with Travis Barker on drums, and it never came out.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because then At the Drive-In reunited, so then they focused on At the Drive-In, and they put out an album and an EP, and I think it's the EP that has this phenomenal song about what's his face, the criminal from that 70s show. Masterson.
Danny Masterson?
Yeah, because his wife,
Yeah, there's a great song about that. And then they split up, and now the Mars Volta is now their primary project. But I always loved that Omar and Cedric left initially, that when At the Drive-In split up, they left, they started Mars Volta, and then the rest of At the Drive-In started Sparta.
Yeah, it was weird situation there.
Sparta.
But then members of Sparta then left and then joined Mars Volta. It was an odd like sharing of members who weren't Omar slash what's his face, whose name I'm already forgetting, and Jim
Cedric.
Ward. Yeah, Cedric, thank you.
Yeah.
Here's the
Mars Volta has like 30 members, so
yes, including the birds.
Yes.
Here's the new Mars Volta song. Cue the song. It's definitely them.
It's really funny. It's just yep. I just when you hear Omar just it's just really funny.
Yeah. Well, you gotta appreciate that their sound isn't changed too much.
No.
Hey, they've got a sound, they stick with it, right?
Yeah. You can play Elvia Vasquez and then play that, and it's the same. It's the same band. All these years later.
Do you know if it's produced by Rick Rubin or not?
I didn't see his name come up, so I don't think it is.
Okay, because I know he had a big part in a lot of their stuff.
Is he a frequent collaborator of theirs? Like,
I don't know frequent, but I know he did D-Louse, and
yeah.
I constantly wonder what it could sound like just reworked a little bit, because as great as Ruben is, he crushes the fuck out of like a lot of stuff. So I'm the only one of my friends in music that doesn't really like him.
Right.
But I mean, it sounds fine, I guess.
Well, it's fast.
Produced great stuff, but
it's fascinating if you think about like Rubin and the Chili Peppers, for example, where like the one album that the Chili Peppers put out since Mother's Milk that wasn't produced by Rick Rubin, and that was The Getaway. That was the second album with Josh Klinghoffer, and that's the one that Danger Mouse produced.
Yeah.
Outside of the Dave Navarro album, it's the weakest Chili Peppers album because it was very experimental. It sounded like a Danger Mouse production. So, like, think Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah.
And people just couldn't vibe with it. They couldn't get into it. And I loved it. I thought it was great. But I saw it as a departure from their usual stuff. I like that they actually tried to branch out and not write songs about California. But then Frusciante came back, and then they went back to
Leave
Rick
in
Rubin.
California for Nevada.
Yeah.
You are listening to Hardly Focused.
Two things that I think as humans you never forget. The first time you have sex and the first time you experience virtual reality.
This podcast is Hardly Focused.
I have a question. What the fuck were we talking about?
So Tidal, they're not going to pay royalties to anyone that uses AI in their music.
So I brought this up because I think it's a really great thing and I think it's really interesting because it hadn't crossed my mind yet. It's hard to tell sometimes. So what Tidal's doing is making it so that people can't just, spam and flood the streaming services with AI music and collect royalties. So it gives them less of an incentive to do it. Because I guess what people are doing nowadays is everybody wants money. So it's just I get it, but they're just flooding these streaming services with fake music and collecting money. And now Tidal is doing it so that they can't collect money, but also so that a little tag will come up and say that the music is AI to let listeners know that they're listening to AI.
That's, I think, more important than anything else is popping that little tag on there. Because you're okay, great. I like this little, thing that you did. Hey, this is, Dr. Dre, but it's 1950s soul. Okay, great. And this is AI. It's all,
I think, and I like that you pointed that out, Mike, because something I didn't even think about is that one of the things that the article says is that Tidal will also ban generated music associated with fraudulent activity, a category that includes songs that are impersonating established artists. And I was like, fuck, I didn't even think about that as an option, as a thing, because I sadly, I use Spotify, and I know controversy noted, but they have release radar. I don't know if Apple Music and other platforms have. They probably do, but it's an algorithm where it collects all the music it thinks that you like or music artists that you've listened to in the past, and it says, hey, they just released a new song. A lot of the times, Jack and I have talked about this a lot, and a lot of times, the band Plus 44 will come up and be like, this is the new song from Plus 44. And I know they haven't released anything because they were just basically a one and done deal, but I'll listen to it and it'll be some hip hop artist. But it didn't cross my mind that by listening to release radar, not actually listening to the band page itself, that I could be listening to knockoff artists.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at my release radar right now on Spotify because I use Spotify. And they must be cracking down on it because for a long time my release radar, and that's updated every Friday, would have it like AI slop. It would have music from what would be purported to be a legitimate band, but it was someone just using the name and having music uploaded under that band's banner, and thankfully it wouldn't be up there for too long. But I'm looking at it now, and it seems like they must have some degree of control over this because it's all legitimate bands and all legitimate music from these bands. And one of them, this is insane, dude. It's 2026, and we have brand new music from the Rolling Stones.
It's AI.
No, that's the Rolling Stones. You know it's not going to be AI. These fuckers are going to be 100 years old, and they're still going to be putting music out. Like Keith Richards is just not going to die.
Keith Richards is an immortal.
Yeah.
Oh, what have you guys done?
He's been bitching. He did an interview recently and was bitching because like someone said to him like what I just said, like, wow, you guys are still putting music out. That's great. And he's like, it's because fucking Mick keeps writing songs. Like, he won't stop writing songs.
I mean, good for him. It's great because then we can still have music afterwards, and it'd be like like Nirvana, like when they found all the other tapes.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I see. Going back to Seether. The first time I ever heard Seether, I thought it was Nirvana because this was in 2004, and it was when You Know You're Right came out. So,
you're right.
And because the internet wasn't as prevalent then, here I am thinking that like there was this whole trove of Nirvana songs that were being released. And the first, I forgot what Seether song it was. It was their single at the time, and I thought it was Nirvana. I thought it was another new Nirvana song, and then found out no, it's Seether. And it just, my ear thought that Sean Morgan, Welgermoed, and and Kurt Cobain kind of sounded the same. This song in particular too had a very Nirvana sound to it, but found out two separate bands. But we did get You Know You're Right, which what I love about that song too, it was legitimately the last song they recorded.
Yeah.
And finished. Like it was 100% finished, and then Kurt died, and then it just sat locked up in Courtney Love's sock drawer. And
next to her shotgun.
Next to her shotgun, yes.
And her list or paper that said I did it.
Yeah.
Nah. But
this is how I would have done it if I did it. Skinny little bitch.
So I just thought it was an interesting article because one, it's great that there's a platform that is cracking down on it. And like Mike said, like I need to, I don't know why, but it affects me to know, like when I hear a good song and then I see that it's AI, like, I don't know why, because like you should, if it's a good song, there's a weird debate there that we don't have enough episode length to talk about it, but there's a weird situation that happens to me when I hear a song. I'm like, that's pretty good. Then I find out that it's AI, and then I'm like, well, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like it should just be like if it sound, but it's the meaning behind it. Like it's ripping people off, it's poisoning water, it's all this other shit. But it's great that it's labeling it. It's great that they're cracking down on it, and it's eliminating the incentive for people to be like, let's just crank out shit and get money.
Yeah. I consider myself fortunate then, because I don't think any AI generated music has come across my algorithm on Spotify. It's all
that you know of.
It's all, well, it would be labeled, I assume.
As of July 17th, I think. I closed the article, so I can't remember, but
July 15th. Yeah.
Oh,
Tidal, I don't
close
use
enough.
I don't use Tidal. That's Jay-Z's platform, right?
Oh, I just don't know. I mean, I assume like because they're setting the wave for other artists or other platforms.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that insensitive to put the word title and wave in the same sentence? Anyway, thank you for indulging me. That's something that I wanted to talk about. So.
Oh, well, work is hard.
I have her on my shirt that I'm wearing right now, Hayley Williams from Paramore, who I honestly did. If Paramore were to break up, I wouldn't be sad. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Paramore's done, because Hayley is now embarked on a solo tour. She's put out a fantastic solo album, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. I have tickets to see her at the Xfinity Center, because that's just how big she is now. I am kind of kicking myself for having not seen her at the MGM Music Hall. even though it's a big-ish venue, she was doing small venues. Now she's proved that she can do big venues now, amphitheaters. But
do you think it's harder or easier to accept the breakup since when Hayley started dating within the band that you're like, here it comes?
Yeah. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. She and the guitarist Taylor York were in a relationship. They split up, and it hasn't been like neither of them have straight up said we have broken up, but instead Hayley put out a double album. Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party is a double album, and the whole album's about the breakup.
Yeah.
Combination of like coping songs and fuck you songs. But and it's
Afterlife was about a breakup, so.
Oh, her marriage falling apart with that.
And the bases.
I'm not going to say anything about Chad Gilbert. I really want to, but I do not want to put myself at risk.
That's okay.
Because I've done it before.
Deleted it.
You know my thoughts on it.
What? Jack putting his foot in his mouth? Never.
Trying my best, dear. Trying my best. Hayley performed at the Dublin National Stadium on June 30th. That was the final night of the European leg of her tour. And because she was in Ireland, she honored Sinead O'Connor, who I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or take here. I think that wherever, because I'm ignorant to this fact, wherever she hails from in Ireland, Sinead O'Connor should have like a statue erected in her honor, because boy, did she just get the short end of the stick. Just her
did take the heat for unnecessarily got heat. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Use take two.
Dublin. She's from Dublin, but yeah, just her life just was, especially at the end, it was tough. A lot of downs versus ups. And the whole thing with the SNL incident, which now people look back at her and like, she was.
That's what happens when you were the first person to do something. You're like, what the fuck? And then people take 10 years, 20 years to realize like, oh, you were ahead of the curve.
Yeah. I wonder, I know he's like 100 years old now, but Joe Pesci, I wonder how he feels.
Oh.
Because he hosted the episode after.
He's like, if I see her again, I'll punch her in the fucking face.
Yeah. Yeah. And he like taped together the photo that she tore up with the Pope. And yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now that all those unspeakable actions have been made public and it's a whole thing. I wonder how he feels about it. He probably doesn't care.
I just watched a documentary that was talking about that in brief, about how that whole situation went down. So in like the rehearsals, she was singing a song about like the children and everything.
It's War by Bob Marley.
Like War, but like the focus was like she told them to zoom in on her hands because she was going to hold up a picture of children being affected by the war.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did it in the rehearsals. She would hold up an image of like children and everything like that. And then when they went live, she switched the picture to the Pope and then ripped it up.
Yeah. And then that just, and the, like the control room, they didn't put on the applause sign. Like the theater, the studio was just absolutely silent.
Everybody, like all her manager bailed from the building because they were like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fight the real enemy.
I think you'll hear like one person clap and I'm like, no, don't do it.
No. Like, no, Jared, why? Nah.
I think Chris Christopherson, because then she made a public appearance somewhere and got booed in front of a lot of people, and Chris Christopherson, I think, famously told her, "Don't let the bastards get you down." Like he came to her side. PSA, by the way, if you're a musician, do not cover the song "Nothing Compares to You," because you're probably going to die.
Really?
Well, think about it.
That bad?
No, think about it. That was Prince, right? That's a Prince song.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sinead covered it. And then Chris Cornell covered it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
think about it.
I see where you're going.
Yeah,
I see what you're throwing out there.
Yeah, they're all three of them no longer with us. So just think about that. We do not want to cover that song. Hayley Williams covered Sinead O'Connor, and hopefully now she's not going to die because of that. Boy, would I just be depressed if that happened.
That's
You know,
breakup that.
Jack Stradamus has a problem with saying stuff
Yeah.
about people dying and having it happen. So
the good thing is like there's a huge plate to choose from in this episode. So
sure.
It's not just one. So the chances are smaller.
Sweet hairy fuck.
Hayley Williams covered Mandinka from Sinead O'Connor's 1987 album The Lion and the Cobra. It sounded like this. Her covers are so goddamn good. Like I would kill for a Hayley Williams cover album.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
There's this great, and the thing is, there's like very few actual studio, by studio I mean like professionally recorded covers that she has done. I know You Somebody by Kings of Leon is one of the few, but she and Paramore did a cover of Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac maybe like 10 years ago, and it's one of those instances where it's better than the original. And I'll hear the original play on the radio, and I'm expecting to hear all of these things that are in the Paramore cover that are not present in the studio version, because they did all these extra things that managed to make the song better.
The Talking Heads.
That's yes. That's
yeah.
a good
So
one.
they, like I noticed when Afterlife came out that I was like, it's got a very Talking Heads-esque kind of feel to it,
Mhm.
and and I think that was great. But the thing is, it's like they did a cover of Talking Heads, and then Talking Heads did a cover. I can't remember what song they did.
Was it Hard Times?
I think it was Hard Times. Yeah. And I have to say, I like Talking Heads. I really do. I did not like their cover of Paramore. It was rough.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, David Byrne,
yeah.
He's very experimental and very avant-garde. And it's very, very strange to hear a song from a band that I really like that it's just completely experimented on and just different.
I wanted to dig on it, but I don't think I've ever listened to that. I don't hate it.
I mean,
it's got a weird sound to it, but it's.
I had a complete 180 here live on the show, because I'm like, wait, that's the one, that's it? Because I remember hating it more. I'm like, that actually captures the sound of Talking Heads really well.
Yeah, no, I mentioned.
Is wrong? All right, well.
No, that is from the. He shuts his camera off. No, that's from the Paramore account on YouTube. So no, that was
okay.
Yeah.
I think just the vocal. I gave him a little bit too many harsh browns with the vocals being kind of but that's him.
Harsh browns.
What do the vocals sound like again?
Are you Brandon Flowers?
I don't know if they I don't know if they're the original, but harsh browns I get from Game Grumps.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so
yeah.
So
yeah. The new
that's good. I'll take it back. That's a cover. That is a cover of Hard Times.
The new album by Failure is absolutely phenomenal, and that's that band is why Hayley Williams got into music, and she has a guest spot on it. And just imagine how awesome that must be if you have musicians that you look up to. That the reason why you wanted to get into music is because of these people, and then you find success yourself to the point where you're opening for Taylor Swift, and then that band, the one that influenced you to get into music, reaches out and says, "Do you want to do a collaboration?"
It's a phenomenal collab.
So what you do in that situation as a coping mechanism, you go to a Noah Khan show and you shit yourself.
Yeah, front row. Yeah.
Defecate, good times. Come on.
All right.
It's defecation.
We have more to talk about in this installment of Hardly Focused. Physical media seems to be going out the window. We will yap about that. Stick around.
You are listening to Hardly Focused.
This podcast contains explicit content.
Hardly Focused.
The new-ish parents of 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds who feel the need to share that their kids are potty training and doing the play-by-play updates. Oh, I don't give a shit that little Johnny took a shit in the toilet. I don't care.
Now that you say that, I am going to text you pictures of every family member's poop, and you're going to have to guess whose poop is it.
Guess the poop.
Hear more at hardlyfocused.com.
This guy took off, didn't he? Somber?
Who?
Somber, that's who this is? SOMBR?
Yeah.
You're not familiar with him, are you?
No. I'm reaching for my keyboard song.
He performed this on SNL last year, and it's always funny when my dog pays attention to something on TV. And Cooper was enamored by Somber. He just was staring at the screen throughout the entire performance, and he's watching. I'm watching because I can tell he's paying attention. His head will kind of not dart back and forth, but he's focusing on what's going on. And the ears, I call them tuning. The ears are reacting. Yeah. He loved it. I haven't seen him react like that since we watched Sopranos for the first time, and it must have been the frequency of the voice. It's got to be because he loved anytime Tony Soprano was on screen, he would do that. It's got to be something with the hertz of the voice.
Back to Friends. Was that the song?
That was the one that was just playing. Yeah.
Okay, I was just guessing because that's the top of Spotify. I'll have to check it out because I haven't heard of it.
It's big. He had a big year last year.
Yeah, I mean, 56 million monthly listeners. That's quite a little bit. That's a little splash.
Sony PlayStation. We presume that the sixth iteration of the PlayStation will be released in before January of 2028. Nothing has been announced, but we can only presume this will happen for two reasons. One, we're in the 6th year of the PlayStation 5's existence, believe it or not.
Oh, that's weird.
It's been 5 years. Damn.
6 years. It came out in 2020.
Oh.
Yeah, the current generation of consoles, we're at the tail end. In the past, you get about 6 to 7 years out of a system before the next one would come out. And we're not hearing anything about new systems. Instead, all we're hearing about is the price of systems going up, which is just infuriating in its own right. But
so I got that gross feeling thinking that 6 years ago was 2020.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
No, it was only 2 years ago. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. You're right.
Just happened.
So it was announced the other day that Sony and PlayStation will no longer be manufacturing physical discs for their games beginning in January of 2028.
I'm going to change the color of my light for this.
to black and white.
Just anger.
Oh, red. Oh, I get it. He is seeing red. Yeah, this adjustment is likely coinciding with the release of what we assume will be called the PlayStation 6. I'd be surprised if they deviated from the naming convention for the next mainline system. The big rumor right now is that it's going to be handheld, following the
Switch.
Yeah, following what the Switch has done, following what Xbox has attempted to do with the Ally and their failed "this is an Xbox" initiative. The PlayStation Portal, that's their handheld, seems to do very well for what it does. So that might just be the thing that they do for the next system is a very powerful handheld. And it would be digital only. It would not have, I would guess it would not have any built-in disc reading capabilities, but if it were backwards compatible with previous PlayStation systems, then they would have to offer some sort of paid attachment to facilitate that. But this announcement, as controversial as it is coming on the heels of Rockstar Games announcing that Grand Theft Auto 6, coming out November 19th of this year, is receiving a digital release only. No disc. And if you do buy the case, a physical copy of the game, not only will it not have a map of Vice City and Leonida, not only will it not have an instruction manual, it won't even have a disc. It will just have a download card. It will just have a code inside the case, and you will have to download the game regardless.
That sucks.
It does. It sucks. It really does. You want to know how upset I am about this? I'm holding in my hand right now. I just bought this today. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Physical copy of it. Physical copy of it.
Physical.
And you know what? This motherfucker, 160 gig. So it's going to eat up the rest of my hard drive space on my PS5. It comes on 2 discs. I should have just bought it digital. But no. Principle.
Don't submit.
Principle. No. It was on
That's what
sale.
they want. That's what they want. Yeah. Man, that sucks. That I don't even have a PlayStation, and when I heard about it, it pissed me off because I'm so far behind. I wrote to the chat after this, like, wait, so like, does this mean when when the game goes away that, or like when they go offline, you just don't have, like, isn't that stealing? Like how is that not illegal? Like, Nate, we've had this talk like 7 years ago.
What we need to have the EU file a complaint on this one, because I think they're doing this with other generalized formats of like the not sundowning. What is it? The sunsetting.
Yeah.
Sunsetting of games. They're like, no, you can't do it. You can't do it if somebody bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they're the ones that'll be able to say, nope, we're suing these companies. They're not allowed to do it. If they don't do it in the EU, then it'll finally happen over here because we won't do it.
Right. They did the same thing with loot boxes because they made such a big stink about it. Now loot box mechanics have changed significantly.
Exactly. All because of the EU.
Yep.
Sorry, I have to do a thing where I record an idea where I have like, it's only a matter of time before somebody like creates a sketch where, like, imagine if other things in your life were just like Sony PlayStation, like you buy like a Coca-Cola and you're like about to go drink it and it disappears and it's like no longer available.
Yeah. He took out his tape recorder for that.
Yeah, sorry. I had to like record because I was going to be like, oh, I had a great idea for a sketch, but Now I put it in the episode, and now someone's going to steal it.
They've
so
just blown it.
That's fine.
That is a
Ruined it.
joke. I get it. It is not funny.
Hey,
I
boys.
just watched a documentary about him too.
About Worf, about Michael Dorn.
Yeah. Anyway,
with the permanent
derailing.
imprint on his head because of the Klingon makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem with buying things digital now, this is like a snake eating its tail. The problem with this is that you're buying the license, and the license can just as easily be taken away. Case in point, I believe it's Studio Canal. They're in a licensing dispute with Sony, and if you had purchased, again, digitally, any Studio Canal movie through the PlayStation Network, you no longer have access to it because they took down all 551 titles under Studio Canal. So if you look in your library, you no longer own it because you never really owned it to begin with.
Bullshit.
Now, I would hope that if they resolve their dispute, that access is returned, but it just further solidifies that you don't own anything now in this era.
If
in which we live.
purchasing isn't ownership, then stealing isn't piracy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's why I've never felt bad about the LimeWire days, the BitTorrent days. I've had no regrets about it.
So this is clearly is like a business situation though, because it doesn't really, because not all games are online, right? Like there's some games where but there's still like single player games where you have to access the internet. So this is clearly, there's something going on.
Yeah. There's some games that
it's a money thing.
Yeah. Some games, and this was a big thing that Xbox was trying to do in 2013 when they announced the Xbox One, was the DRM, digital rights management.
Oh my God, I remember DRM having, everybody was up in arms over that one.
Yeah, where the Xbox would need to connect to the internet once every 30 days to verify ownership and everything. And then that stupid, there are so many words I want to say right now that would get me canceled. But boy, did this guy just have a Mo Howard haircut. Don Matrick, that idiot, torpedoing his own company. Well, if you can't get online, we have a product for that. It's called the Xbox 360. Bro, you're supposed to be promoting the product that is replacing the 360. You don't even know how it works. You don't even know how technology works.
Asshole.
But I digress. And then Sony then released their famous, hilarious video that just buried Microsoft. That became PlayStation. PlayStation did not do well in the PS3, Xbox 360 era. Then they reversed it and did very well during the PS4, Xbox One era. And it was because of this video sharing games, because Xbox initially, they weren't going to let you do that. So then it was King Kataragi and the other dude. And he's just physically, step one. And he just physically hands him a game. And the other guy goes, thank you. And that was it. That was the video. And that video keeps getting reposted now, shared everywhere, since Sony announced that they are no longer releasing physical discs. Now, again, this is a year and a half away, but it's still unfortunate to think about. And when I said it was a two-headed, or rather a snake eating its tail, a majority of the games I buy now are digital, because that's just out of convenience. But I know full well that they could be taken away from me at a moment's notice. Like that, you sign up for it, you know what you're getting. But it is the convenience aspect. And honestly, too, I mean, you can see it behind me. I got my whole setup behind me, and boy, am I just lazy. You want to know how lazy I am? It is
How
so much.
lazy are you? Sorry.
It's so much. It's work and effort to eject the disc from the console and then put it on the, put it back in the case, put it on the shelf, take another game out, load that up. That is taking seconds out of my day. Whereas anything that's digitally downloaded and installed, all I have to do is select the tile on the menu and we're jumping right into it.
What about data management though? Like, don't you have to like move stuff around? Because if the games take up a lot of space, I imagine. Like, I have that problem with my Switch where sometimes I'm like, damn it, I wish I had more games just as the little chip, because I have to delete stuff off of my.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter anymore, because now when you buy physical games, they have to install data off the disc. So effectively,
It's still the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever you're downloading, you're still essentially doing that just right off the disc, because then that way the disc then acts. It's like DRM essentially, but a different form of it, where the disc actually allows you to start the software, but all the data has already been copied off it onto the hard drive. This was this I think really started with Grand Theft Auto 5, because I remember when that came out, that game was so big, you had to essentially install the game first, even if you had the disc, just to be able to play it. And I remember sitting and waiting like 20 minutes or something for it to install before it was ready to go. And then when Fallout 4 came out, I actually went to GameStop, went to the midnight release, and this is why I told myself I was never doing this again. Went to the midnight release for Fallout 4, waited in line for an hour, got my copy, went home, put it in the Xbox, had to wait another hour while it installed everything off the disc and then downloaded the day one update so I could play it. It was 2:30 in the morning before I finally was able to start the game. And at that point, I was wiped. I'm like, I want to sleep, but I can't, because I told everyone, well, I'm going to stay up all night and play Fallout 4. Yeah, it was a struggle.
Man.
So I took my Xbox to work. I worked at the video game studio, so you could do this and get away with it. But I took my Xbox to work the next day and played Fallout 4.
Take your
And my
Xbox to work day.
Can't do that anymore.
Man, not anymore.
Yeah.
But damn, like, so my brain, sorry, I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I think my brain is still like, so that's the only like advantage to it, right? Is that you're right. I didn't know, like, from the little chip, it's the same thing. So it's just convenience. Like, the convenience aspect is the whole point.
It really depends on, at this stage, it really depends on the game, how big the game is. The Witcher 3, great example of this, where Saber was somehow able to fit the entire game and all of the DLC onto a single game card.
Little chip.
Yeah. And there's like an update. Everything has a day one patch. It essentially, if you don't install it,
Broken.
then you're at risk of there being bugs with the game or content locked behind it. But it was touted, this is even going back to, I think, 2018 or 19 when that came out for the Switch. And it was a big deal that a game of that size was able to fit entirely on a Switch game card. And it's very rare now unless it's like an indie game or a very small game, it's very rare to have a full game be available on disc. There's got to be some element of it that needs to be downloaded off the internet, or it's all like all the data's there, but it needs to be installed in order for the game to actually run. Like, it can't just like stream off the disc entirely. It
seems like a really weird move of them to do that. Like, it just seems really weird for them to make it so, because like if you're like, it makes sense if it's like I can't think of the name, like online worlds, like World of Warcraft. Like, if it's online and there's like a server or like Diablo and all that stuff, like, yeah, when the game is like no longer, like, when they're not, when they pull the plug on it, like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But like, they should be able to put it somewhere where like you just have to eat the fact that there's going to be no more updates, but you can still play the game. But this is like, oh, we're not updating this anymore, so we're deleting it, and you just can't play it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's a weird move, I feel.
Thankfully, it was a lot of
ironic, seeing as I'm playing StarCraft, which hasn't had an update in, I don't know what, 20 years at this point. But you know what? It's still there.
Yeah. Well, it's the cost for online games, especially the cost of server maintenance, but also the popularity of it. Like, is it worth investing the money in keeping the servers going, even if they're not actively maintaining the game?
Well, I think there should be, like, you know, like you've got the National Archives where like every single like published novel, you know, has at least a copy in it.
Yeah.
There needs to be like a digital National Archives. That's what it needs to be.
I think that's what this.
As long as there's a game that has at least, you know, obviously there's some that are so minute, you're like, I just can't justify it. But like, as long as it hits a certain threshold, you're like, I'm sorry, it's got to go into the vault. It's got to get saved.
It's called the Stop Killing Games movement, but I think that's effectively what they're trying to do, or some element of it anyway. Because their game, the most famous one, and I actually think I got like $1 from this because I got the email about the class action lawsuit. The game The Crew, that was a Ubisoft racing game, and it was shut down a few years ago. It was online only, but it wasn't even like a popularity issue. There's just there's 2 other games in the series. There's The Crew 2 and then The Crew Motorfest, I think it's called. And they just shut the original down because it was, by Ubisoft standards, old. And that,
but it was still popular, or did it matter?
It was popular enough that a class action lawsuit was filed, and I think the the plaintiffs actually won. Because it didn't mean the game was going to be turned back on, but people were playing it and it's fully online, and they were pissed because, like, look, we paid money for this and you're taking away our access. Why can't you do anything to make it so we can play offline? That's now the big thing is, and even some studios now are finding ways to shut games down, but still have them be available in some form where you can play them if they're online only, some way to play them offline. Because it's happening far too often now. Concord being a great example of a game that was released and flopped so bad that it was shut down after 2 weeks. But there could be one guy out there that likes it. Find some way for that one guy to still be able to play it.
Do you think like it warrants some sort of like money back if they do, like if you paid for it and they're like, you can't play it anymore? Because like it's a weird thing, right? Because it's very, I made the joke about the sketch, like if you bought a Coca-Cola and you just hadn't gotten around to drinking it yet, and it just disappears, like you paid for it, you bought it, you should be able to have it.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I think there should be like an extended warranty period on games of a certain type. I think ones that, especially online games, I think single player games, it's a different story. I mean, you're still at risk for, the digital license, but if it's an online game, because we've had so many instances now of online games launching and then shutting down within weeks of being out, there should be a warranty period, because it's always up to the developer. It's up to the publisher, how they want to approach that. It should be a mandatory thing. It should just be something that the platform, like all the platforms have to agree to, assuming it's on, I don't know if PC, it can get kind of finicky depending on who the distributor is. But if it's like Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, they should all be in alignment. Like, all right, if this game gets shut down within 6 months of launch, everybody gets their money back regardless.
That's a fair point that you brought up, that the server costs. So I didn't really think about that.
Yeah.
But it's like, how about make a good game then?
That's like that. Have you ever seen this meme that's gone around? Maybe I've just been seeing it a lot in the job hunting realm, but it's this meme of this. It's like this intern on his first day asked this ballsy question in Slack. And the question is, hey, have you guys thought about increasing revenue?
Yeah. But for real, like there's an incentive there. If you're creating a game that you're like worried about it not making money, then you should make it good.
Right.
I don't know. The thing that pops up is Overwatch. Like they're constantly adding things to it. They're updating. But even for other Blizzard games, they've proven that they don't have to update all the time. StarCraft, yeah, like
some
it's
of
old as fuck.
So-
And like,
Yep.
are they still? I don't know if World of Warcraft is, but I imagine they're still adding stuff to it. So
some of it too is the time it takes to develop these games as they're chasing trends, as developers are chasing trends. Like Conquered was chasing a trend of, I'd equate it like Overwatch. Like it was developed to be in that realm, and it just took forever for it to come out to the point where people didn't care about that type of game anymore. And if they're not going to want to play an Overwatch clone. If someone likes Overwatch, they're going to play Overwatch. I'm going to use that as the example because you just mentioned it, Nate. But it was the same deal when my former employer put out Infinite Crisis, because that was chasing the League of Legends trend, where now everybody had to make a MOBA style game. And really, the most successful ones, you have League and you have Dota from Valve. Everyone else has failed. And WB, look what they did. They shut that game down within 6 months of putting it out. It's these things take forever to develop, and by the time they come out, like, they have to put it out. That's what sucks too, is they're contractually bound to release it. They can't just cancel it because
investors and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, they can't just cancel it just because you're 75% of the way through development, and all of a sudden it's just like, nah, people really aren't playing these games anymore. We're just going to cancel the whole project. Like, no, for the money you've put into it and the man hours and everything, no, you're going to put this out, and you're going to eat it if it's not good.
AI will make it faster.
Oh, God.
AI will make things quicker, and then we'll get more games, and it will be perfect.
Oh, it'll be wonderful. It'll be great. And everyone will have a great time, and everyone will be happy. And
I, for one, welcome our robotic overlords.
And then the prices of the consoles are going to go down, and the prices of the games are going to go down, and then the price of gas is going to go down, and
we'll all be living in a utopia.
And there will be no wars.
Tremendous.
And we'll have a president that can spell his own name correctly, and I digress.
Tremendous.
Yeah, great. We'll have a great American state fair that people will actually want to go to.
And sports is always winning.
Yes.
Don't make this a thing.
Don't make
Don't make this a thing.
You are listening to Hardly Focused.
How do you screw those words up?
This podcast is Hardly Focused.
Dude, I broke my hand on a door.
You can't use that as an excuse.
Sid Schumann, he's the senior director of Sony Interactive Entertainment Content Communications. He says, quote, "This is a natural direction for SIE to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely." There you go. I love it. That's PR speak right there. Align more closely. Align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. Look, he's not wrong, but still having the physical copy of the game it's reassuring, and it's also nice to have. That's why when I picked up the PS5 version of Final Fantasy Rebirth, it's really just to have, like, put it on the shelf, show it off. Having the disc is nice, or 2 discs, I guess. That's nice.
Yeah,
but if it was, I mean, I bought it on sale. If it was, and it might be for all I know, if it was cheaper on the PlayStation Store than where I bought it, then I probably would just buy it on the PlayStation Store and just had it a digital version of it. Because
having the art is nice.
Yeah. Polygon points out sales of physical software accounted for just 3% of PlayStation sales in 2024. Especially since the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that probably has a lot to do with it.
You have yeah. Well, that's it. No, that's exactly what it is. Everyone's just buying digital, so there's no reason to even spend the money to put things out physically anymore. But now, again, you just live with the risk of it being taken away from you. You're essentially renting. I mean, my Steam library, Mike, your Steam library, because the summer sale is going on right now. Mike, your Steam library. Nate, no.
Yep.
Nate, do you have a Steam library?
I do.
Okay. I didn't know if you were a
don't
PC
have
gamer.
much on it.
Sorry, I didn't know
I
if you were a
mean,
PC gamer.
No, it's there. But I seldom play games because I'm doing other stuff.
Sure.
So
I didn't. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm just making it funny.
I don't know if you're like Mike and I haven't done this in a while, but like when they have the summer sales and everything, spending money on games that you'll never play, but that's the folly of a Steam library.
Yeah, there was to I think what was the name of that game? The ship one with the imposter and the
Among Us?
Among Us, thank you. Yeah, that was on sale. I bought that and I literally never played it. Cause I was like, I don't like lying to my friends.
Yeah.
Clearly not a gamer over here.
I think
Zelda's.
I think I have it. I think I have that game. Among Us, I've
But
never
like
once played it.
it's gone, right? Like
No,
no
Monk-
one really plays it anymore, right?
It's not as popular as it was, but it is still around. Yeah.
So if Among Us can still do it, like I hardly ever think about that game, and it's really not in.
Well, it thinks
like-
about you.
Aw, I'll play it then.
Polygon.
Yeah.
Polygon also reported digital sales currently account for 80% of PlayStation software sales and 90% on Xbox. Important to note, like the Xbox I have behind me, the Xbox Series S is digital only. Doesn't have a disc drive. And that's partially why that was so cheap. Because when it came out, that thing was only $300 and now it's like $550 because the price of everything is just going up. But the disc drive, and the same deal with the digital edition of the PlayStation 5, is no disc drive, cheaper to manufacture, cheaper to sell, in theory.
So you're saying even the cartridges and the discs or whatever games are on these days, because I'm a Nintendo boy, so to me it's all US, like
the game cards.
Yeah, the little cards. But you're saying even with that you have to download stuff?
Yeah.
So it's pointless. So there's no real reason to get a hard copy of it.
There's no real reason unless you really want to have a physical case and disc just to have, and B, in the event that for some reason the game is now unavailable to play in purchase, well, now you have a physical copy of it on hand. Now,
but is it still playable?
It's still playable. Some form of it will be playable. Like it depends on, I guess it depends on the game. It depends on how much data they put on the disc. I remember it's a game we don't talk about, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5.
Think about it all the time.
Very famously, the disc only had, I think, the tutorial of the game on it. You had to download a massive update to unlock the rest of the game. So it really just depends on how it's manufactured. But that game was also pretty much destined to fail from the beginning. So
yeah,
now case in point, Sony either before or after.
Sorry.
I get it.
Because see, I see what you did there.
What?
Sorry.
Jesus.
Don't be sorry.
Are you a gang rapist?
The PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita digital stores are shutting down. So they were supposed to shut down 5 years ago. There was such an uproar that Sony kept them open, but now modern payment types, like the security, the verification process is too new for these archaic storefronts to handle and process. So even so, I think right now they don't even accept credit cards. I think to buy anything on these stores, you have to purchase a PlayStation gift card to then put towards buying something through their store.
Is that that's because how do you get a PlayStation gift card?
I mean, you can buy one of those anywhere. You can just add it to your account, and then you're able to access it on those stores. It reminds me of the Microsoft Point days on the Xbox 360, but those are shutting down and people are upset about it because now, like, well, the only way to be able to, like, get games now is you'd have to find a physical copy somewhere. And really the only place you can do that is either online on eBay, Amazon, or rely on a brick and mortar store that specializes in retro content.
So they boost up the prices.
Yeah. That too. Good point. That too. There was a game I played on my PSP a few years ago. It's called The Third Birthday. It's part of the Parasite Eve series. And I bought that digitally, and I don't remember how I bought it. Like, somehow I was able to get into the PSP store, and the game was available to buy, so I bought it and was able to download it. And now all that has been shut down. And I did something to circumvent it and get it. But
I'm wondering.
Now all these features are just gonna be shut down, period. So
I'm wondering if somebody is going to create like a VPN-esque kind of like way to circumvent the shutting down part, where it just like almost like an emulator. And so like, it keeps your games.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that because according to Google, search terms for PS5 jailbreak have increased over 20% this past week.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Imagine that.
Well, it's
almost like you could see it. Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. I'm upset about it. I'm going to live with it and deal with it because I am clearly
lazy.
Yeah, well, I'm lazy and I'm clearly not doing anything to solve the conundrum here. But I think we also just need to face reality. This was inevitable. This would eventually happen. I remember years ago, my mother taking, or a rare instance of her taking interest in my interests when it came to video games, and asked me, do they still come on discs? And I'm like, oh yeah, of course they do. I mean, you can buy them digitally too, but yeah, of course they come on discs. Not thinking that, wow, they might not come on discs anymore. And also a Luddite like herself who is so ignorant to modern technology, just assumed that physical media was no longer a thing.
It's interesting because that what you just said reminded me of a conversation I had with somebody about music.
Yeah.
Because so when I worked at Circuit City, like back in 2009, I remember people would come in all the time asking if the computer came with like a CD drive. And I'm like, yeah, of course it does. Like they all do. And like that was
you
like
fucking stupid asshole fuck.
Like that was the last year. I mean, I hated working there, but I hated everybody. But because I shouldn't have. I don't know anything about computers. So my mom was gonna want to put a couple games on, but I didn't know anything about computers. But anyway, that went away. Computers obviously don't have that anymore. But like also cars started getting rid of it too. So like a person tried to sell me like their like a CD that they made, and I'm like, I don't have a way to play this. Like I guess I could give you money and you could give me like a download code or like it just, but also they're like everything's on Spotify, so it made like an interesting, like I flat out told the person like no one's gonna buy this because everything's on Spotify or Apple Music, like it's all online now, like.
Yeah.
And they got really pissed off at me, like, because I was an asshole. But I mean,
but you weren't wrong.
I wasn't wrong. I was like, I have no way to play this. I don't know why. Like, I don't have a thing. Yeah. So it's basically the same.
Life does not stop and start at your convenience, you miserable piece of shit.
John's right. I mean, there's just no, and games are going that way. So I agree with you that this is just the way it is. It's just the way that we're moving, and it's amazing that it's taken this long. Yeah.
See,
it's amazing that it's taken this long.
That piece of junk that I drove, that Dodge, didn't have a disc drive in it. And Mike, those idiots at Imperial are still sending me mail saying, we want to buy your Dodge Dart. You fuckers, I haven't had that car in 7 years. Like in the time since I got rid of it, I purchased a new vehicle and have paid it off in full. You shit dicks.
The whole world shut down.
God, those people I hate those people. But that car didn't
trying
have...
to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah, no, they're starting to pull that crap on me with my Subaru. But my Dart didn't have a CD player. My Subaru, though, which was a newer vehicle, has one, and it's forever going to have One More Time by Blink-182 in it, because I keep forgetting it's in there. And I was driving somewhere the other day where I had zero service and couldn't even pull anything up on my phone to play. And and no radio reception too. I was in an underground parking garage. The only thing I had at my disposal was the Blink-182 CD, which came in clutch for what it is. My computer, though, when I built this in 2021, no disk drive, because I decided at the time the case. It's a gaming case. I don't even know where I would put the disk drive to begin with, but I'm just thinking, I'm like, how often do I do anything disk based on this machine? And then, of course, there will be times when I want to like pull audio off of something that I have on DVD, and I'm like, I can't. And I have like a USB DVD player, and that I got off Amazon, and thing's garbage. So
the biggest disadvantage of not having like a disk drive on my computer is that I can no longer be saved by acts of God. Because I remember I was trying to. This was back in high school. I had a girl over, and I was trying to impress her about my Diablo account. I wanted to show you my Diablo, and I put the disc in the computer, and the disc exploded. It was God's way of saying, we will not be subjecting this young lady to your fucking nerd core.
Yeah. This was Nate when this was going down.
I used to be gay, but then I decided it's wrong, and now I am very interested in girls.
Well, I don't know about the wrong part.
Pulled that one out of the archive.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen this video before. I'll play a little audio from it. It's titled, "Farmer Buys Computer in 1995. He's Shocked by the Price."
When you buy the Macintosh 600, you're just buying this right here, and you put stuff with it. Absolutely. Oh, I see. This is it here.
It comes with a 160 meg hard drive and 4 megabytes of memory. Has the extended keyboard.
And a laser
also.
printer. She wants a laser printer.
Okay.
But the laser printer isn't Macintosh.
You can get a Macintosh laser printer, sure. It's called the Apple Laser right
$1,900 just for this? $1,900 just for this?
Comes with a mouse and keyboard.
And I got to buy the printer, the keyboard. Oh, it comes with a keyboard. Sure. And I got to buy the printer. And how much is a laser printer then?
They're around $7.99.
$7.99 for a laser. Is this better?
It's $19.99.
This is
well,
better.
It has a faster processor.
Just remember that's 30 years ago. It's 1995 money right there for a $2,000 machine. So like when people complain about the price of games going up, and I'm going to complain forever about the price of the consoles going up, because they should be going down at this point, not up, but it could be so much worse.
You're right. It's just one of those things where even though it hasn't gone up, purchasing power has gone down. So it's like, it doesn't feel like it hasn't gone up,
Right.
So it'd be about $5,000.
Yeah. Dude, I dread if I ever need to buy RAM for this computer.
Oh my God.
I need to get...
How many kidneys you got?
I think I got at least one working one.
Okay, sell the one that's not working.
I got... You want to know something? I got to get a solid state drive, another solid state drive for this computer, and I got to do it before the price of those start to go up.
I thought you were going to say you need a new kidney.
I need a new kidney. Oh, no, you can live with one, right?
Doing okay.
Yeah, one's okay.
One's okay.
I just recently was told that they don't even take the old one out.
No, they just you got 3 kidneys in there.
They leave the old one in, and they just like, it's weird.
What is Invader Zim when he's just taking everybody's organs? Remember that? He's just got like intestines coming out of his mouth.
It's basically the same thing.
Remember, kids, I'm here for you. If you ever need to talk about stuff, stay in school, brush your teeth.
All right.
And the stuff we watched.
And that's why we are the way we are. Mike, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
And Nate, thank you, as always.
Thank you. It's good to see both of you.
I presume I'll have this posted in time. Happy 250th anniversary to the Union. the United States of America.
America.
A happy 4th of July, a happy holiday weekend, a hot holiday weekend.
Fucking A.
Yeah, it is 100 degrees. It was 100 degrees today, 102 degrees today in
It's like
the city
me
of
back
Boston.
to David Lynch. It's gonna be 106 degrees here in California, and there's gonna be no cloud coverage. It's gonna be hot.
And there's a 30% chance it's already raining. You know, it's going to be hot.
And today's lucky number is 6.
What I loved, I think I've talked about this before, but Indie 1031 out in Southern California, very prolific but short-lived indie radio station, where at one point the morning show was hosted by Dickie Barrett from the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones. He left, and then Joe Escalante from the Vandals took over and hosted a show called The Last of the Famous International Morning Shows. And this was brilliant because his sports guy and co-host was actor Timothy Oliphant. So Oliphant would come in every day and do the show with him unpaid. He did it just because he's friends with Joe and just thought the idea of doing a morning radio show was cool. And
It's did it for the love of the game. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And weather reports by David Lynch.
Oh my God, you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I think that
brought it to.
I think that's why
every day.
Yeah, the daily weather updates on YouTube I think stemmed from that radio show. Yeah,
I love that. I looked forward to those every single day.
Yeah.
So what a weird little tidbit of information, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was such a niche. It was such a niche thing that.
Hell yeah.
At radio station,
And the
that
lucky
morning
number.
show. Yeah.
So he did that every day.
He did it. Yeah, he did it every day. He would, I think, pre-record them for the show, unlike Oliphant, who would insist on being there live every day. You know, and then 10 o'clock rolls around, like, that was fun. I got to go film some movies now because I'm a big famous Hollywood actor. Blah blah blah.
He got a lot of views.
Wait, did he ever have Josh Duhamel fill in for him?
No, that would have been genius though. Mike, I've been watching a lot of again because it's on the free services now, like Pluto and everything, is Las Vegas, starring Josh Duhamel and James Caan. And don't look up now what any of those women on that show look like now, like Molly Sims.
Not so good.
No, a lot of plastic surgery, a lot of hard aging, but Josh Duhamel still looks good. All right.
His weather reports got like 500,000 views.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's David Lynch.
It was just great.
All he had to do was record himself on YouTube saying hi, and he would do numbers.
And that's the thumbnail. The thumbnail's the same, like, just him being like, here it is.
Yeah. This is from,
So good.
Yeah, no, this is from June 1st, 2021, for example.
Good morning. It's June 1, 2021, and it's a Tuesday. Here in LA, cloudy morning, very slight breeze blowing, 61 degrees Fahrenheit, around 16 Celsius.
Going Celsius too.
Today,
No Kelvin?
I was
482
thinking
Kelvin.
about Bob Dylan and his song "Things Have Changed."
I'm not going to play the whole thing, but A, you sound like Bob Dylan right now, and B, the emphysema. Oof. You can hear it.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, David
Be a
Lynch.
great day.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. We'll talk at you next time. We're Hardly Focused. See you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Privatization may not have happened.
This has been a presentation of the Solid Listen Podcast Network.